Hey guys, we're back again with another Five Nights at Freddy's video. Just give me a sec to tighten up this camera stand. Well, it's not a proper camera stand, this is literally a miniature vice. We are back again with another Five Nights at Freddy's video. Now, I just want to say a few things first before we get to the meat and potatoes of this particular video. First of all, the video review for Jason Voorhees has gotten over 300,000 views. I know not all of you guys have watched that, and fun enough, it's actually quite a bit of an older video, but I must thank the amount of people who've seen it. Even though some of you have criticised that I have drilled out the eye holes, I have modded the mask as well to make it wider. And as you notice, it's a lot fatter looking, and it's flatter as well. This is actually accurate to how it was in the movie. I even painted the pants as well, and put blood in the sword. So, you know, quite a few things have changed about him. Also made his chin, his cheeks a bit squishier as well, you know, like thinner, So yeah, so thanks so much of you for watching this, and I know a few people got triggered by drilling out the eye holes. All I'm going to say is, it is my figure, it's my choice what to do with it. If you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. Some of you have been rude about it, and I just blocked it because, well, you know, you won't know anyone who's been blocked, because they got blocked pretty quickly. And I want to do a special shout out to you guys, all of you, because I know not all of you watch some of my videos. Like, a lot of you are here for my Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, which is fair enough, I suppose. And some of you don't view, like, my Transformer reviews, so if I was going to do one on, say, 2007 Stockade, it probably wouldn't get over 50 views, which is kind of a shame, really, because I do work hard on my stuff. But, you know, people are into different stuff, and I've just kind of learned to live with it. Anyway, the video here, actually, before I get to that, the reason I'm shouting you guys out is because I now officially have 2K subscribers. That is right, 2,000. I will be doing a special video straight after this, filming my entire Five Nights at Freddy's collection. I have a bit with me just for comparisons because, as you saw by the thumbnail, we are looking at a brand new version of Freddy Fazbear. Now, some people say my sculpting is ugly, some people say it's shit and crap, and you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. But the thing is, you shouldn't come across as rude people, because the reason that no one sees negative comments on my channel is because I delete them. Because people just come across rude and abusive, and to be honest, it's not really appealing to anybody. Like, why would you want to be abusive about someone else's work? You can say, you could have done this better, or I think, for example, I think the ears could have been filled in a bit more, like, as you can see, there's a horrendous gap there. But you don't need to go around and say, oh, it's shit, buy the original ones from Funko, because that's literally discouraging other people's creative work, and stuff like that is not tolerated on this channel. Anyway, here's Freddy's brand new face. I'm very happy with this. Now, you're probably wondering about these indentations these 5 indentations. Well, unfortunately, they're a bit too deep. There's one above the eye there. Now, originally, in the early FNAF 1 model, and it even shows this in the Freddy files highlighted, there was a handprint on Freddy. So I thought, why not capture that detail here? And I must say, this does look a lot better than the original, the first Freddy head that I did. Still, it's the same body, so the feet are still garbage compared to later releases like Bonnie. Bonnie has amazing feet. No people with foot fetishes here. Just saying. As you can see, Freddy's head is pretty much... It's basically the face was re-sculpted. I cut the original face off and sanded it off and then re-sculpted the original face and baked it. And even the hat and the, you know, the ears are redone. I do prefer this. So now I've got... I mean, some people have said about Springtrap, the older video, how is this a masterpiece? Well, that's just what I wanted to call it. And, you know, Springtrap has since been redone, and he looks a lot closer to the game. I mean, that's almost dead on, as much as I can get it. And now, because we have, you know, Freddy on the stage, I will now show you what he looks like with the rest of the FNAF 1 crew, because I now have the complete collection minus Golden Freddy. Once Golden Freddy has been made, that is practically one game minus out the bag. Bonnie is still the tallest. I'm just going to remove this to save the finagling around, because getting past that sign is a bit annoying. Bonnie's a bit difficult to stand, so... Chica, I need to go get Chica, because I've completely forgot her, like a pleb. Now, Chica's also got a new face, and she's not perfect by any means, and some people are going to get freaked out by it, I think. She's not even been fully painted. I think it's appropriate that she looks really weird. Because this is Five Nights at Freddy's after all. We're talking about some really freaky stuff. I mean, you know, So we have the FNAF 1 crew, and yes, Foxy is still possessed. I've only been back home for a bit in my mother's house, which is where I'm now, because I'm, you know, doing some stuff. We're moving into a flat. So, you know, I'll be back in Sheffield in a bit. I might take one of these guys with me. It's probably going to be Springy. So that is Freddy compared with the rest of the FNAF 1 crew. I'm going to put Foxy here. As you can see, Foxy is the shortest. Freddy is the second shortest. Chica is the second tallest. And Bonnie is, of course, tall because he's probably been on the steroids. No, that doesn't make sense. Steroids make you big and bulky. Unless you're fat like Nightmare Fredbear is. Now, another comparison is if you want... Now, if you're making these yourself in 5-inch scale and you want a good plush trap, I'm going to recommend the McFarlane Toys... what is it? Springtrap figure. Because this is in great scale to be a plush trap. The camera's not focusing. There we go. As you can see, right there. He's great. I may make a plush trap at some point. It's going to be difficult. Comparing him with some other bear animatronics, we have one who drops his microphone all the time. We have Shadow Freddy. Let me just twist his foot a bit. He's one of my more superior ones in some areas because he's not wanting to stand at the moment. Shadow Freddy is obviously a lot taller. We have... Now, I do still have Bonbon. I've just chosen not to attach him at the moment. So, we do have Funtime Freddy. And then, of course, we have Fredbear. Well, the Nightmare Fredbear. The first and only Nightmare animatronic I've built. I will say, I'm not the biggest fan of doing the Nightmares. And it's because... I mean, sculpting them, it seems fun. And it's not bad. But it's the teeth. I hate doing the teeth and the fingers because I use nails for them. And nails are steel, particularly hardened steel. And let me tell you now, cutting those bloody nails to make them short enough to fit in the mouth it's a pain in the arse. Painting, it's fun. I mean, this guy does look pretty crude, but he's supposed to. He is a nightmare. He's supposed to look wrecked and knackered. So that's the 4 bears, anyway, that I've built. I don't have any others. I do have Mangle and Fun and Nightmare Fox and Phantom Fox and all that. And then to compare it with the suit that started all this finagling of monsters and children being killed, it's a Springtrap suit. Actually, no, I'm going to put the Spring... Oh, yep. I forgot about that. So, you know. Well done, Springtrap, you drunk sod. Great job knocking your pals over. Anyway, let me just redo that again, since it's obvious Springtrap's had one too many beers. He may be undead, but he still has beers. What now? Freddy was actually one of the earlier ones. Like, so he was originally the 4th one made. So he is technically... They're both got to be really the same size, because before they changed the mannequins and all that to slightly different scaling, they were originally a lot smaller, as you can see why these two are the same size. Now, let's get on to the real stuff, because I think we've focused enough on... We've spent 8 frigging minutes, nearly 9 minutes, focusing on bloody size comparisons. So, here is Freddy. His body is exactly the same, but it has been repainted. Now, it is not that dark. My camera, unfortunately, because it's an iPhone 7, has a bit of a problem, at least when I'm looking for it right now, reviewing. Like, my hand is pretty grey. And that's not what it looks like. It's actually quite light coloured. And this guy is the same. Like, I look at him, and he does have painted pupils. You can probably not see him, because, unfortunately, when I'm looking for the camera right now, it's very dark. So, his head's still the same, as you can see the jaw and all that. Teeth are a little bit crooked, I've just noticed that, but it's not easy to sculpt this stuff at a 5-inch scale, believe me. If I could have sculpted at a 1/4 scale and shrink the moulds down, but I don't have that technology. He still does have the original microphone. That, out of all things, has not been altered at all. He is, unfortunately, on a bit of a floppy side, because at one point the spring came stretched, so I had to condense it down by pressing it and then shoving it back in you know, into the same normal shape. His hand is still not fixed, so no matter how hard I try, that ain't going to move. So articulation is exactly the same, with the exception of the puppet, Mangle, Ballora, Shadow Freddy, and Funtime Freddy. Now, I say Funtime Freddy because Funtime Freddy has an inadvertent arm swivel forward interchangeable parts gimmick, which I'm still proud of the engineering on these. So his head is like all the others. It's on a ball. It won't go down because of his chin, but it will go back about that far. It will tilt. It rotates. Looks a bit weird when you rotate it, but meh. Shoulders will rotate. They will hinge out about that far. They used to go out a lot further. The shoulder pads have been put on, so, you know, the sculpt is slightly restricting the articulation there. You get a single joint at the elbow, which bends about 90 degrees, which is all you need for Freddy, really. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. So you can get him posed, singing, and you do that, and he's waving. So he's doing his traditional fun job. Well, not fun jobs at Freddy Fazbear Pizza. He does have a mid-torso ball joint, you know. So it goes up, it arches back, crunches forward, rocks side to side, and rotates. The legs go forward about that far. God, sorry, my shoulder's a bit achy at the moment. He bends at the knee. This knee likes to come off sometimes. It's a tad bit loose, but it's not at the moment, so that's good. So he does have a 90-degree bend at the knee, and he does have a hinge and a swivel at the foot. Now, I forgot another size comparison I want to do. I've got a few more, so don't worry, his mic is right here. Just going to pop that there. So here he is with Carl the Cupcake. Carl is tiny and ugly. But here's a proper comparison. You can probably see me back here. Hello. Where is it? Now, some of you are going to call me sad for owning this, but you know what? I really don't care because everything appeals to different people. Because I'm a 5 Nights at Freddy's fan, I did want to get my hands on the Funko plushie. And I have Bonnie and the Cupcake. I need to get the others, but here he is with that. Ironically, the plushie is bigger. Imagine this in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza as a prize. The kids come up to here on Freddy, halfway, and the plushie is bigger than Freddy. Let me tell you right now, if this was scaling, like if this was a 1-to-1 scale thing, and that plushie was like this, what is to Freddy as it is now, you couldn't get it out the friggin' doors. It's so big. It just looks funny. I like looking at the plushie though. It just looks funny. It's cute, but it just makes me laugh. He's just perpetually smiling. It looks derpy, but I love it. I do have the Bonnie and the Cupcake, but I'm not getting those out. So, Freddy, overall, I really am happy with how this guy turned out. The my favourite ones in sculpt department, him, Springtrap, Nightmare Fredbear, even though Nightmare Fredbear is an ugly sod. Shadow Freddy and Bonnie are my 5 favourite sculpts. Oh, for Christ's sake. How many of you have been at the beers? I do have Ballora, Shadow Foxy, and the puppet and all that, but the puppet's alright, actually. The puppet's not a bad sculpt. That's more better. That's more of the paint thing that complements it, really. Because the sculpt is barely anything. It's just a mask that's really been sculpted. And it's got a lot of angles to it. But still, I do prefer these guys in sculpt and paint department. But actually, you know what? I'll go get. Sorry about that. An alarm went off. So just give me a sec. The puppet. And it flung my super glue halfway across the board. I'm going to bend the puppet down because she is a tall fecker. Okay, maybe not. The puppet is absolutely massive. Literally, you think that... And there's a bit of glue on it. Ugh. Just wait till you see this. You think Bonnie's tall? Nah, you ain't seen nothing, fam. Look at the bloody size of the puppet. It's huge. Then again, the puppet literally does fold into a friggin' box. Because I'm building that diorama. As you can see, the puppet literally falls into a box. Here's the puppet's face. Let me just show you that real quick. Oh, it's not focusing. But it has got the eye detailing in there, you know, the little dots for the... pupils. There we go, see? So I'll show that more in its review once I get the diorama made. But still, in my opinion, Freddy turned out downright dandy. Now, if you excuse me, I've got to cut here because I have to edit these two parts of the videos together, which will be easy. And then I've got to film my special 2,000 subscriber video. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.